thank you guys so much for performing on Advocate Sessions. It was really great to see you guys play.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
This was a blast. This was great.
First of all, how did you guys get started as a group?
I posted an ad on Craigslist saying I'm a singer and I'm looking for musicians, and this character responded, and it was kind of all downhill from there. We got to play with some amazing local musicians from Chakazoba, where Riley belongs to, partially, part-time. We played with several musicians from that band and kind of learned from them, and Don kept writing songs, and the merriment kept going, so we kept going. And now we're here, we made it!
So where's the name Bad Tenants come from?
Don and our first drummer and myself lived in the same house, and Don was our landlord.
Oh, really? Okay.
We were the bad tenants.
He was the bad landlord.
Yeah,
I guess,
the
right.
bad tenants to a bad
landlord.
landlord. Our friend actually came up with that.
Anya.
Yeah, he wanted some ridiculous, like, Nadia and the Gun Show. I'm like, there's not gonna be. Oh, Nadia and the Junk. That was all kinds of horrible stuff floating around. And then our good friend showed up with the Bad Tenants.
So, can you tell me a little bit about the songwriting process for you personally?
Yeah, it's simple. I write the songs and they play it. No, actually, so I get inspired by, like, events that happen in my life, that happen in the world, and I don't like to write about sunny days. It seems like that in and of itself is a great experience. So I sort of like look at dark experiences in other people's lives and my life, and I think those are the things that resonate the most with people. So, and it resonates the most with me in terms of being able to create something.
So, this is a question for all of you, but you can answer kind of individually. So, who are kind of your inspirations? What are the inspirations that you musical that you draw upon for this band?
That's a tough one.
I mean, it's such a long list for me.
Yeah.
Whenever I say anything, I just leave out so much.
Yeah.
And I always feel bad about that. Like, why did I say that person instead of another? But,
I think living in the Valley is really what gives me energy. I mean, I lived in New York. I was in New York City, and I was surrounded by music. I went to the Village all the time and Soho, and it was a great experience. But in a lot of ways, New York is very inaccessible. And here in the Valley, I think it's the same caliber of musicians. Like, even last night, I was at the Spare Time Bowling Alley, and they had this amazing jazz night, which was, I mean, they were musicians that again, I lived in New York. I think they rival the quality of New York City. And they're accessible. You could call them on a first name basis. You can't do that in New York. So I think that's really what gave me a lot of inspiration to be able to get out there and start playing.
Yeah, and I think being able to play with like these amazing local musicians who are experienced, who tour around the country, this part of this room, has been so incredible. And like Don said, there's so much talent around, so it kind of feels like, baptism by fire. You get there on stage and there's these incredible artists around you and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? But if I had to pick like inspirations outside of the Valley, I would say blues and whichever music was produced in the southern parts of this country. Real specific, I got with this.
So going back to the local music thread, you guys performed on the Valley Music Showcase. Which, I mean, showcases many local artists and bands. What was that experience like for you guys?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was so great. We were the last one, so I may have had maybe 1 or 2 beers too many. But it just helped all of the rocking. You can't have the rock and roll without. Stay off drugs, stay in school. But it was amazing. Like, I couldn't believe that we were on stage with the tremendously talented people we're in. And you can tell some of them have been playing for years. I think in one of the bands you have, I want to say their brothers maybe have been playing since they were children, and we're like, oh my God, we get to be a part of this. We're just really honored. And we got gift certificates, so.
We got some sweet gift certificates.
Micah took all of them.
I did not. We split them up, not evenly, but we did split them up.
So are you guys working on any new projects, like an album, EP, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so we are actually planning on recording a few songs. We're going to work with Nate Christie from East Hampton, and we're going to try to record some new tracks.
Mm.
We have a new song that we're going to
Very
debut this
new.
Saturday at Bishop's. So
Oh,
if that
cool.
goes well,
Yeah.
that'll probably be on our album. And hopefully Riley has a bunch of new songs too that we can start to jam with and
Yeah.
rehearse.
Do you guys have any shows coming up late July or August that you'd like to talk about, or beyond?
Yeah, we don't really think
Just
beyond
this Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah.
gotta get to the gig.
Yeah.
So
And then
people
we'll figure
want
it out from there.
to.
At Bishop's.
So if people want to find you online, are you guys on Facebook and?
Yeah, right.
There's a Bad Tenants Facebook page, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Bad Tenants, because that's another band.
Mm.
We're Bad Tenants. We're
The worst.
too
thing.
cool for the article. We're too cool for the darn article. Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
perfect. Thank you so much
Thanks a lot.
for your
Thank
performance.
you.
That was really
Thanks for
great.
having
Yeah.
us.